playing some Mono-Green Tron today. This is the deck I played at Grand Prix Vegas to an 11-4 finish. 2 of my losses were the mirror, so kind of beating everything that isn't Tron with this. Pretty excited to play a league with it on stream for the first time. Ooh, I think this is a keep. This hand has a lot of outs on the draw for turn 3 Khan. If we draw a power plant or tower in the first 2 draw steps, we can cast Khan. Even if we can't, we've got a Ballista, some early interaction. So I think this is a fine keep on the draw. I think on the play it would be a bit more suspect, but... Oh, that seems also Nucleo in Jeskai sideboards. I could actually see that seeing a bunch of play. I'm not sure it's like good enough against Tron on its own, because Tron boards in like Nature's Claims and has Oblivion Stones, but the versatility is really nice. Ooh, okay, this matchup's pretty close. They're more explosive draws you can't really beat, but they're like slower ones you kind of go over the top of. Another Flameblade Adept. Interesting. Hopefully they don't have, like, an Inquiry. They do. Alright, we discarded our second land. Good old RNG. Yep. I am so sad. Oh my god. Yeah, Burning Inquiry is upsetting. So my final round in the PTQ in Vegas, I'm playing against Hollow One, and in game 3, they Burning Inquiry, and they have to make me discard exactly the 2 power plants in like my 7 card hand to stop me winning the game. And I discard both of them, and lose like 4 turns later. It was kind of funny. Alright. Point taken. Okay. Should already have my sideboard guide out, but... So I like a small number of Nature's Claims for their busted Hollow One starts, and also for Blood Moons. I don't really like all of them that much. Khan is pretty garbage in this matchup. I could honestly see taking them all out. So that's the easy swap. Spellskite doesn't really do anything. All his dust doesn't really do anything because it's sacrifice instead of exile. So it's not as good as Ugin in the matchup. I could see bringing in Spatial Contortions. It only hits Flameblade Adept. But killing a Flameblade Adept can be pretty important. I could see bringing in Frag Tusks too. Frag Tusk seems great. I might just cut all the Khans. Khan is, like, not very impressive here. You beat a resolved Emrakul the Promised Ending cube yesterday. That's pretty good going. Emrakul is not an easy card to beat. Pigeon Meme. Burning Inquiry, discarding your lands. Is this a Stone Rain? I'm unsure as to whether that's a Stone Rain. We want these Surgicals for, like, Bloodghasts and Phoenixes. So I'm just going to cut all the Khans. I think they're pretty bad. And we need to cut 2 more cards. Oblivion Stone is great. This stuff is all great. You kind of need Ulamogs to help you finish the game. I could see cutting a Ballista. I could honestly see cutting a land like the Ghost Quarter. I tend to trim a land in a lot of matchups. I think this is reasonable. Let's try this out, see how this goes. Walking Ballista's not the best in the matchup, but we kind of just need big things to do with our mana. And Khan is like so bad that we're happy to just have Ballista, access to Ballista. This seems like keepable. We've got 2 Tron pieces, we've got a Stirrings. I am not from Australia, no. I'm in England. Alright. Bloodstained Maya. Are we seeing a Flameblade Adept? Looting. Inquiry. Okay. So that was like somewhat annoying, but not the end of the world. Basically lost our Oblivion Stone. The Bant Cube is really cool. Thank you, Heather. I really love my Bant Cube. I'm glad you like it. Oh my god, we have Tron now. That's Stirrings. I think I'm just going to get a Chromatic Star here. We already have Tron. Chromatic Star is going to let us cast Fragtusk next turn, which is nice. You want to play it? Yeah. Like, if we're ever at an event together, that's definitely an option. I really love the Bant Cube. Okay, so we play this. We make a green. Then we get to cast our Fragtusk. We also get to get this sphere down in play. Oh, we have Ulamog next turn too. That's really nice. Do you want to just cycle this now or not? I guess we're casting Ulamog next turn anyway, so we might as well cycle this. And like if we hit a green spell, we can just cast it. Another sphere. So I'm going to cast the Fragtusk and just put the sphere in play. There's no... So the argument for cracking the sphere immediately is it means we're less likely to discard one of these two to an Inquiry. But by keeping this in play, we have access to a green mana later, which is really nice. It's not like we can use that green mana this turn anyway. Oh, cool. I'll take a look at it later, Heather. I always really love it when people draft my Bant Cube on there. Yeah, the weird color balance takes a bit of getting used to. For sure. Do I think Karnless Tron is any good? I saw that list. I haven't really thought about it particularly. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. I just feel like Karn is how you get so many of your free wins, you know? I'm kind of against giving those up, especially against combo decks. You really just want turn 3 Karn, exile a land, stymie their mana. That's how you win those matchups. I'd be pretty opposed to giving up some of that equity. Which deck would you recommend for a standard player to start playing Modern? That is a very tough question. I think Humans is not a very good starting point because Meddling Mage is a really hard card to play with when you start playing. Yeah, what's your format knowledge and play style and stuff? That would help us answer that question. Give us something to work with. Sounds great. We've got turn 3 Tron. That's all you really need. Got an O Stone for turn 4. Might be a bit slow on the draw, but this is a fine starting point for a hand, and they don't have any 1 mana plays, which is really good for us. We're going to lead on the Star, because we really want to cast Scrying next turn, and it's much worse for them to Ancient Grudge this than a Sphere. Obviously, we're pretty happy if they're spending their second turn just Ancient Grudging, but still. I don't really want to expose myself to that for no good reason. Yeah, Burn's like a solid deck. For sure. Ooh, there's the Grudge. It's pretty scary. They're not playing a threat though, which is great for us. And now we've got Tron completed. So we can make a green, draw a card, Stirrings to find a threat for next turn maybe. Oh, you play blue-black control in standard? Yeah, control in modern is not great, sadly. Sadly, control in modern is not great at the moment. It's really hard to know what would be like the best follow-on from blue-black control. Sorry, I figured it was a joke, Heather. It's fine. I don't know whether to take an O-Stone or a Star here. We've already got one O-Stone, but we've also got like a couple cantrips anyway to find stuff. I think I'd like to just have a second O-Stone. We've still got two cantrips. It's not like we're lacking an ability to draw towards other things. It means if they Fort Seize us, they can't just like take the O-Stone, which is nice. Or they can, but there'll still be like another one ready to come along. Okay, looting, sure. Like, I don't personally like Jeskai control very much. I think that deck's quite bad. I think blue-white control honestly isn't awful. If you like look at Gabe Nassif's most recent list, for example, I think it's better than Jeskai personally. Just because you have this like mana denial plan, which is really nice. The other option is Mardu, like Nucleo is saying. It's a mid-range deck, but it definitely has like very controlling components. There are a lot of matchups where it like really takes the control role and just tries to like stop its opponents gaining any traction. Oh, here comes an angler. Yeah, I don't really understand that, Alessia. I always thought Death Shadow was, like, pretty solid. So let's play the mine out. Draw a card off the sphere. Cast this other sphere. I might go get the Scavenger Grounds this turn with our scrying. I think that's like a pretty reasonable thing to do. Let's go find a Scavenger Grounds. I'm not sure we'll have time to use it anytime soon, but I could see it being relevant. It's probably like the most relevant thing we can do with a scrying. And then, tempted just to scry for another tower in case we draw an Ulamog. Sure. Right. These don't kill us. Yeah, Scavenger Grounds is neat. It's not really the best in this matchup. It's always it's like a bit too slow here. But there are lots of other matchups where I really like the card. And like it can do stuff here. It's pretty nice against like Storm. I think this is like really nice tech against Storm. Okay. So I think I'm gonna lead with Sphere and crack it. So I need to have 5 mana open for this, so I need to have... Okay, let's just lead off this. So we can crack this, make it green. Ooh, World Breaker's so much better than casting this Oblivion Stone. That's such a good draw. Jeez. So now I can go Tower, World Breaker. And then next turn I can have O-Stone and plus Scavenger Grounds if I want to wipe away the Bloodghasts if need be. But having the World Breaker as a blocker is going to do a lot of work. Yeah, this is great. That was an awesome draw. Let's get rid of that Stomping Ground. Yeah, for sure, Heather. Just anything to make like the Scryings a bit stronger in the late game and a bit more versatile was really nice. Yeah, that's true, Schultz. Like, a lot of, like, what made Death Shadow so good for those few months is so many people just didn't understand the deck and its play patterns. Wow, we get to kill the Angler. Okay, that's pretty good for us. They're on 5. How are they on 5? They've like fetched Shock 3 times and cast a Thoughtseize? This is absurd. Okay. So they would have killed us with the bolt if we hadn't blocked. So I'm glad we blocked. Do we want to return this end of their turn, or do we untap? So we can sack... I guess we can just untap, because then we have the mana to do this anyway. Oh, we can't do this end of turn anyway, this is only 2 mana. I'm stupid. Okay. So... I can just cast this again and kill another land. They only have... They still have 3 bolts left in their deck, which is a bit scary. But we get to block a Bloodghast that way. The other option is I can go O-Stone, crack, Scavenger Grounds, but then we lose our World Breaker, which I'm not in love with. So I think I'm going to return the World Breaker this turn and sack probably a tower. And then we can cast it. If we sack a tower, it doesn't throw off like our mana development. Like we lose 1 mana overall, but I think that's fine. Cool. So now we can block a Bloodghast, which is nice. Actually just going to cast this Expedition map, use my mana efficiently. Can use it as like a ritual effect next turn if need be by fetching a tower. I guess it's not really a ritual because we have a mine in hand, but it's still pretty decent. They need to be able to block our World Breaker, so they need to be aware of that, or else they die. Alright, they can now block our World Breaker with a Gummy. Ooh, this is a great draw. Gives us like redraws towards a Worm Coil or something like that, which is really nice. Or even the Star. Thank you so much for that resubscription, Ryan. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone spread some hearts in chat for our tier 2 sub. That's so hype. Let's get a star. It is quite appropriate, Nucleo. You're not wrong. I think I'm just going to go ahead and crack this. It leaves us out of, like, still casting, like, some of the big things that we'd lose access to if we were to crack map first. Because Tron is great, so deck. Tron is a very powerful magic deck. So... yeah, if you can't beat him, join him. Exactly, Alessia. We can crack both of these to thin out our library. Just grab another tower. And then I can crack this to thin out my library. Play the Scavenger Grounds. Lantern is great. I love playing Lantern. But I do not win as much with Lantern. So here we are. I could get... I don't think it really matters what I get here. I could just get like a backup of the power plant, but like whatever. I'm going to attack with the World Breaker, force them to chump. And then I should probably just activate the Scavenger Grounds. It's kind of tough, the timing on it. No worries, Ryan. Thank you so much. Hopefully I will get to like talk to you again sometime soon. So the timing on this is interesting. If I do it now, I play around a fetch land, getting this back. Whereas if I do it in my... and I also play around them casting this looting, but I don't think the looting matters at all. Because they'd have to go like land, then they'd cast the looting. I'd even get to respond to the land with Scavenger Grounds if I wanted. See ya, Marcus. The other option is I could leave it up. Because it's possible they like draw a Burning Incree and Incree a bunch of Bloodghasts in their yard. I think I'm just going to do this now. I don't want them casting a Gurmag Angler as like another chump blocker. Is part of it, I think. Like by doing this now I turn off Gurmag Angler as a live card. Which I think is pretty relevant. I will try and Stone Rain my opponent a bunch, Marcus. Alright. We beat Hollow One, which is a pretty close matchup, so I'm happy about that. On to the next one. Whoops. Udek. That Scavenger Grounds was really nice. We don't know if it made a difference or not, but it's like a very realistic chance it did if they drew a Gurmag or anything along those lines. Yeah, we Stone Rained like twice with World Breaker in one game. Alessia. Alright, on to the second match. Okay. I think this is a keep. It has a lot of outs, right? Hands like this on the draw have a lot of outs to turn free Tron, which is really nice. So I'm actually just going to lead on the Expedition map here. If we draw a Tron piece, it means we can set up turn free Tron. If we don't, we can just like... I guess it's kind of awkward because then we have to play and crack Sphere, which means getting the second power plant in play. The other option is we lead on Sphere next time we get to Stirrings. Guaranteed. Map sets up like the most explosive openings. We're drawing like maybe 15% for turn 3 Tron if we lead on map off of our draw step next turn. Her sphere is going to be like smoother. I think I want to lead on sphere. And just like stir next turn, try and find the next Tron piece and then go Tron piece map. If we find a mine, then we get to like play out the O-Stone on turn 3, which is fine. Sure. If I knew I was against like a combo deck or something like that, I think I'd lead on map. But in the dark, I think leading on sphere is fine. Okay, Steam Vent's Polluted Delta is exciting. Let's make a green, draw a card. Cast our Stirrings. Ooh, they're going to counter the Stirrings. By the looks of things. Maybe a Logic Knot from the opponent. Or a Counter Squall, considering their Grixis. Okay, it's a Logic Knot. That is fine. Because that happened, we can just play out this map, but because they're on Grixis, it doesn't matter that we have like a slow start here. Yeah, it just seems like Grixis control Nucleo, for sure. Probably a bunch of Cryptics and stuff in their deck. Right, so we're just going to crack this map. They didn't K-command it, which is interesting. It means they probably don't have a K-command in... Holy shit. I hate everything. What the hell? Oh my god. They run 3 Obstructionist in their deck? Seriously, Nucleo? This is wild. They're gonna buy it back with K-Command. I can believe that. I can believe that. Oh, jeez. Is there anything else wild about their list I should know? I mean, Obstructionist is not bad against the stack, I guess. You can, like, counter the Ulamog triggers as well. Alright, it looks like we're losing our map anyway, Alesha. Yeah... Don't know if it's correct to play this out or not, but I guess I'm gonna do it. I could save it to like kill a Snapcaster, maybe that's better. And like exposing it to a bolt that doesn't do very much. Stifling a map activation is technically a Stone Rain. I suppose so. Hey. Alright. Oh wow, Liliana of the Veil as well. So what are we discarding here? Probably the Stirrings, right? We want our threats and our scrying immediately completes Tron. It's open to interpretation, Alesha. It's open to interpretation. I mean, you're literally the person who made the count, right? Oh my god. Alright. So they get to Liliana plus. Take another card. Don't know what I'm discarding this time. I guess if I hit Tron, I'm just cracking O-Stone, right? To get rid of their Fret on their Liliana. Interesting. I think I care more about one coil than Karn here. Just gonna discard the Karn. Sorry, Stone Rain. Right, Tron piece off the top, one time. I'm just like super dead, right? I take 6. I guess I'm still drawing live for one more turn to like top deck to Tron piece, Crackstone. Oh my god, this is like my favorite card. That list is wild. So we can still draw into a Stirrings or a Mine here. Nope. Okay. I guess what does discarding one coil do? Sylvan Scrying doesn't actually help us out this turn. Because I think it's better to discard Scrying. Because we can't actually cast it this turn and still crack Oblivion Stone. Because either we draw a forest and then we can't play our Tron piece, or we draw like a star or sphere, and then that forces us to tap the tower to cast Scrying, which means we can't crack Stone. So I'd rather just keep the Fret for if we do hit Tron, then we can cast the Fret immediately afterwards, I think. Okay, so we're against Grixis. So what do I want against Grixis? I kind of like some Frag Tusks for if they disrupt our mana. We've already got Ballista to kill like all their small things, so I don't think we want any of this. Ooh, there's the list. Thank you, Nucleo. I'll take a look. So they have a Scorpion God on their side. Okay, 2 Fulminator Mages. A Surgical. Okay, so they're not actually changing that much post-board. This list is so wild. Alright, so we want the Frag Tusks, I think. Just for if they disrupt our mana. And like, to make sure we don't get lightning bolted out randomly. I feel like most games where we assemble Tron we win already. So I don't know that we actually want the Emrakul, even though I typically board it in against control decks. It might just be the Frag Tusks coming in. I think the Oblivion Stones are not great, even though I guess they have like a surprising number of permanents, right? So we can keep in most of the Oblivion Stones, but take out like 1. And maybe just take out 1 Ballista. It's either a Ballista or a Stone as the final cut, I think. I think I'm happy just cutting another Stone. Stone's not great against K-Command either. It seems reasonable. Emrakul is something I typically board in against control decks, but I feel like we just win if we hit Tron anyway here. We'll go first. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I kind of want to mulligan this hand too. I guess we're against a control deck. We have time to draw into our stuff, and like every card matters a bit more. If I was against like an aggressive deck, I would snap mulligan this. I think against a control deck, this is like not great, but fine, especially since Relic does meaningful stuff in the matchup. Expedition map is awesome. Absolutely keep Expedition map on top. Play out our Relic, pass the turn. Okay, so just play this, crack it, cast my map. Seems reasonable. Then next turn I can crack the map before they have like Obstructionist or any garbage like that up. Oh my god. Okay. So now they have like counter scroll up potentially. Fragtusk is a nice one. I'm just gonna crack this and find my Tron piece. And play a Tron piece. Typically I just get tower here. Guess that's fine. Now we get to hold up Relic activation. I'm not sure how long I'm going to sit on this Relic for. I'm kind of tempted to sit on it. It's like we really want to draw into something to find the final Tron piece, but they're going to have counter spells up anyway, and turning off their Snapcasters is kind of nice. Okay. Rude. I guess it's a bit scary. We want to turn off Surgical, right? So we let this get killed. We can target ourselves to remove the tower. And then I think I'm just going to cycle this Relic. I'm doing it this way because then they have no chance to Surgical me at all, which is nice. Just keep jamming towers. Now the Fulminator's not in their yard for a K command, which is relieving. Sure, I'll just play out my land. I could just cast the Oblivion Stone. They get to K command at them, which I'm not in love with. I think I'm just going to pass. Next turn I'll probably cast Fragtusk into their Cryptic reasonably happily. If they want to Cryptic a Fragtusk, it means they're not going to Cryptic a big threat in like 2 turns time. Yep. 3-1 beat down. Okay, let's just jam our Fragtusk. Do not mind if they counter this. Obviously it's great if it resolves. So pretty happy either way. Yep, sure thing. They do get to have Snap Cryptic up now if they... Yeah. I'm gonna cast Jace though. Alright, I guess this turn I'm gonna cast my Oblivion Stone. I'm not in love with the fact that they can potentially Colligan's command it, but I kind of want to be doing something here. Like getting a counterspell out of their hand is worth something too. if they do counter it like that. Tanking. What is this going to be? It's a Kalatas. That wouldn't be too threatening apart from the fact we're already on 12. So it's actually like a bit of a clock. This can deal with the Obstructionist at least. And gets around a Logic Knot. It's a bit scary that if they kill the Blister, they get a zombie for the Kalatas. But I still think we're just meant to jam this here. Yes, they're Logic Knotting. So now we just have to hope to rip the Tron piece for an Ugin next turn, otherwise we're pretty dead. Okay, they can take one Ugin. They cannot take both. Importantly, even a Scrying would complete Tron for us here. I guess they can take both because of the Jace. What are we drawing to now? Just specifically Fragtusk? Yeah. Okay, that was a bit sad. I feel like these Grixis control decks this Tron deck normally beats up on. I don't seem like reasonably well prepared. They've had a lot more threats than most Grixis lists typically have, which lined up well against us. Yeah, the Stifle Bird was amazing against us, which is kind of ridiculous, but we do have like a lot of activated abilities in the deck, right? And triggered abilities. This seems fine. It's turn 4, activate O-Stone. It's not like thrilling, but I think it's a fine keep. Has Tron. Against more islands. Okay. Let's go. I guess if I lead on Star, I have outs to completing Tron next turn, so I should lead on Star. Or I have like greater outs, because I get to dig one card deeper before casting my Scrying. I can just do the Expedition map afterwards instead. Against Merfolk. Okay, so they're gonna have some Spreading Seas in their deck. Like so. It's not too scary. We've got this O-Stone to blow them up in a little while. So let's crack this, make it green. And then we'll just Scrying to fetch up a tower. Next turn we can go fetch a mine. And even if they Spreading Seas us again, that means they're not pressuring us. It would mean we can just like lay down the O-Stone quite happily. Those Mutavault beatdowns. Deal. Alright, Plague the tower first because of Spell Pierce. Before casting the map. Jeez, they must have like loads of lords in hand and they're just missing on the second blue source. They were hoping the spreading seas would help them cantrip into it. This is obviously really good for us. We get to start making worm coils next turn. Should have seized their own Mutavault. I mean... So... we play mine, we go up to 8 mana. Don't worry, Mr. Spare, everyone is disappointed in me about me playing the stack. It's not just you. People have been quite clear about how much I've let everyone down by starting to play this. Oh, I saw that message. I meant to respond to it. Yesterday was really busy. The Emrakul is meant to be for like combo matchups. It's like the best threat you can resolve against a lot of combo decks, that you resolve it against Storm and then just like either waste all their combo pieces or kill them with their own combo. And you can do the same against like KCI and stuff like that. It's also a fine card against some blue control decks. There are like some blue control decks where it's not great, but there are other ones where you just like need an extra threat that you can cast once you hit Tron. Like against Jeskai, I think it's pretty good. Like sometimes because of like their counter magic into Fairy, maybe they manage to go toe to toe with you, and then you cast the Emrakul and just like use up all their resources. It's not the most amazing sideboard card. It's maybe like one of the 2 weakest, but it has some nice applications. Glad to see some more Tron support in chat, Natalie. Alright, so kind of interested in these claims. They hit Spreading Seas and Ether Vial. Kind of interested in these contortions just to kill some lords. I think Fragtusk is a bit too small ball. I think the Aulur's Dust is really nice, just as like O-Stone number 5 in the matchup, so I kind of want this stuff. So I need to take out 6 cards. The relics are trash. For sure. I don't really want to board out a land, because we're looking to naturally crack O-Stone a lot of the time, if they Spreading Seas our lands too much. Yeah, sideboarding is tricky sometimes. I think we can take out a couple Khans at least. They aren't great against like aggressive decks. We can probably... I'm unsure about these ballistas. They aren't great against the lords. But like just being able to like kill a Silvergill Adept on turn 2 could save us some time. Could see trimming like 1 and then trim an Ulamog. Let's just trim more Khans. I almost just want to take out all the Khans. I feel like all our other threats are better. In like various ways. Especially on the draw, I think Khan's going to be really low impact. Maybe we bring a couple back in on the play. Like, I'm not in love with Ulamog in the matchup either, or the second copy of Ulamog. I think Khan's just very unimpressive here. This is not exciting. I suspect it's a keep on the draw. We're like 2/3 of the way there. We have a couple cantrips. We have like a lot of outs to turn 3 Tron. We don't have anything to do with it later, but we are on the draw. I think this is fine to keep. It's like really land heavy, but you kind of want a certain density of lands so you can actually crack O-Stone turn 5. If it comes to that in this matchup. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Natalie. Khan's just like really awkward against these aggro decks. For sure. Ooh, they have a tech edge. Exciting. This means they must not have many islands in hand. They're like really leaning on this Ether Vial. I might just kill the Ether Vial with my Nature's Claim now. Just like, if they're really leaning on this, they led on Tech Edge, then just getting this out of play sounds pretty appealing to me. Stop them like even getting a Curse Catcher down. Sure. This might be too aggressive. It might be we could like wait till turn 2 and crack a Sphere and then cast this, but the fact they led on Tech Edge means their mana's probably just really awkward. Yeah, they have a second Ether Vial, so they have a backup, but that's fine. So let's just cast the Sphere, crack the Sphere, cast the Star, and pass the turn. Is this Stone Rain? Oh my god, Heather. That's so ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh wow, opponent's just like really breaking off on lands. So, we'll start with cracking the Star. Now we hit a Scrying so we can complete Tron this turn. I want to play around Curse Catcher, so I'm going to play the Mine, cast Scrying, get a Tower, cast Stirrings. They can obviously Curse Catcher the Stirrings, but then they have no pressure left, and we have a Ballista to cast off Tron anyway, which seems great. We could get a map to play around Spreading Seas. I guess they also just have Tech Edge in play, so they get to take us off Tron once anyway. I'm going to take the map over the Ugin. We've already got a Ballista and a Noodle Mog. I kind of just want like the backup Tron piece in hand. So if they Tech Edge us, we get to just like go find one again. Decent chance they're going to put in a Silver Girl here, dig towards an island. Ooh, Coral Helm Commander. This one's spicy. So I think I'm just gonna Ballista that garbage down. Yeah, it's very old tech Nucleo, for sure. I could map for another tower now, then I expose myself to the Tech Edge. I don't think I need to cast Ulamog next turn. I think I'm just gonna make a huge freaking Ballista. And then just kill this before they can Vial in a Lord. For sure, Heather. I know moving from Lantern to Tron has not really made me, like, any more beloved. Has not improved the situation. Lantern is love. One day people will realize that. One day people will realize Lantern is the hero we need. Ooh, so this is the Silver Girl coming in. Yeah. So they're going to dig themselves towards a land for their Tech Edge. And they're still just going to brick horrendously. Yep. That is very done. That was a sad match. My opponent's deck didn't really do anything 2 games in a row. Which is like kind of the case when Merfolk does draw lands as well, but alright. Into our 4th match. 2-1 with Tron so far. Twin is the hero we need. Don't be silly. I don't want Twin comboing out my innocent little Tron deck. That sounds awful. Why would we let that happen? Huh? Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. This is like really close. We have a cantrip. We have 2/3 of Tron. If we hit any of the stars or spheres, we get to stirrings to like dig for the tower. I'm unsure about this hand. My inclination is actually like leaning towards Mulligan, which seems crazy. It has a bunch of things going for it, but I think I'm gonna keep, but I'm not convinced this is correct. Keep for science. Keep because we know our opponent's gonna go like turn 1 insolent neonate. I did say that, Nucleo. I'll have you know I mulliganed a lot in the GP. I had a lot more self-control when I was playing the GP. I mulliganed to 5 like a significant number of times. And like won off a lot of those because Tron is great. Your new... oh my god. Alesha, like... what the hell? This is so upsetting. Void Mage Husher. So, I could just go ahead and crack this. There are a lot of, like, Swamp Inquisition of Kozilek decks where you're pretty happy just to leave Relic in play, though, I feel like. Like, if they're a Mardu, then having the Relic in play is just, like, so strong. So I'm just gonna keep this chilling here. We're in, like, no huge rush. I guess we do have the Scavenger Grounds too, which might incline us to crack this at some point. I think I'm just gonna cast my O-Stone. They can, like, untap and K-command it, but if they land a Blood Moon in play, we're pretty happy to have this down. The Scry Roll was so amazing. I don't understand how we, like, ever played Magic before it. Wow, they just have very little on hand. They probably have a bunch of, like, removal, right? Knowing Mardu. I don't know if I meant to crack this yet. Now's probably a fine point to crack this, I think. We do have the Scavenger Grounds in hand, so it's not even like a big loss. Just like building towards 6 mana Wormcoil. I quite like Scryroar in Legacy. The only problem with like Scryroar in Legacy and to an extent Modern is it's really frustrating with fetch lands. But that's just like part of what you accept when you register your decks. So we can cast the Sphere, crack the Sphere, scrying, get a tower, and then we have assembled turn 5 Tron, which is not the dream, but hey, seems to be coping okay in this matchup. Next time we get to slam our Wormcoil. It makes the Hollow One matchup a bit worse, but it's like, it's not like dealing, yeah, they're done. It's not like dealing 4 to yourself against Hollow One is like particularly exciting anyway. Like there are against anything but their Nut Drawer, a lot of the time the 4 damage the Dismember deals you is like the 4 damage the creature would have managed to deal to you before you end up O-stoning them. So obviously it's not like a great swap for that matchup, but I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world either. We want some number of Nature's Claims against Blood Moons. We don't really need too many, we can just O-stone them away sometimes, but I'm iffy on Emrakul in this matchup. It's like decent, but not amazing. I think Fragtusk is like also decent but not amazing. It feels like a bit small ball sometimes against Mardu, but it's certainly fine. I wish I had my sideboard guide to hand. Makes this matchup a lot easier to manage. I like keeping in Ghost Quarter, even though it doesn't really do anything, just because we want to be naturally cracking O-Stone on turn 5 a fair amount. I think Karn's actually quite bad against Mardu, because they have bolts. Like, a lot of the time you're having to like cast the Karn and plus. I think it's like probably your worst threat. I think Ballista's also not great, but being able to kill a Pyromancer on turn 2 can be really important. Don't know how I feel about Emrakul. Not sure how I feel about Emrakul in this matchup. I think most of our other cards are just better. That's the problem. And like we're looking to like crack Relic and stuff here. And like crack Scavenger Grounds. I feel like the game's... I'm gonna leave Emrakul on the board. I feel like a single Ulamog almost always just wins you the game here anyway. I feel like Emrakul's kind of overkill. This hand is great. Easy Sneep. Hey Kaylee. Hope you slept well. Okay. So just run out the map. Next time we get to tutor for a mine. Even though Karn's not great in this matchup, it's looking pretty good in this hand. It's like a bit redundant, like the Wormcoil's almost as good, but... See you, Alessia. I'll be on for a few hours, so hopefully see you later. Ooh, we're gonna see a Blood Moon come down. Exciting. Not really going to do that much. We have lots of lands in hand, right? I'm just going to cast this O-Stone. Obviously they can K-command it if they want. But that's fine. We can try and like stir into another one next turn. Am I discarding a land or a Karn? I kind of need my land drops, but I've got a few draw steps to hit them. So I think discarding a land is fine. And like the stirrings might even end up taking a cantrip or a land, for all we know. I think I want both these threats, so I have a bit of resilience against Thoughtseize. Hey friend. Alright, we can just get a Chromatic Star, because it's a bit better than Sphere against Chatter effects. Run out the stone. Threatening to get Tron back next turn. So this time I think I'm going to discard a Karn. So I just want to guarantee I can cast Wurmcoil in 2 turns. And then we'll be like top decking into threats after that point. The obstructionist clip was quite something. That can be said. I'm gonna tap the forest to activate this. We can only cast 1 green spell this turn anyway. And if we draw a Nature's Claim, it lets us Wurmcoil. Blister. Do I even want to cast that? I think I do. I think I'm just going to cast that. If they try and like bolt this down, it's like 1 less piece of removal they can use to deal with the Wurmcoil. Also gives me something to do with my mana next turn if I don't draw a land. Yep, this is fine. Is this a bit awkward because we're letting them like dump a spell in their yard for a Reveler? So maybe that's not exciting. Like now if they go to have a land in hand, they can play Reveler. So like they might have just had to bolt us on our end step anyway. But it stops them making a token. I guess we could have killed the Pyro if we held the Ballista. Alright, cast our Wurmcoil. Seems pretty hard for them to beat. Start gaining 6 life every turn now for the rest of the game. Ooh, we can destroy their graveyard too. Let's just cast this. Go ahead and sack it, again leaving up a green mana. I guess it doesn't actually matter because we can't Nature's Claim plus Ugin this turn anyway. That's pretty good. I guess this is the downside. Maybe once we know we can only cast like a single green spell this turn anyway, we're meant to maybe at that point we're meant to just leave the forest open. That way we play around like them having a second Blood Moon but choosing to do something else instead and just kill the Blood Moon on their end step. We've also just given them more coloured mana as well. It's not too relevant, but it's probably better for us to leave up the forest there on balance. 5. Okay. Well, that was abrupt. Tron is great. 3 and 1. Very easily. Most of these games have not been very close. Right, 5th match. I would like to go first. This hand has turn 3 Tron, so it's an easy keep. So that's the thing. I'm not convinced it's like that polarized. I think Tron has a bunch of like 65 or 70% matchups, and then a bunch of like 40% matchups. So like the 40% ones aren't actually that polarized. Whereas like the 65 or 70 ones are like absurdly in your favor. So I think it actually just generally works out in Tron's favor. Like it's matchup grid or whatever. I want to go get my Tron piece, but I think I'm just going to sack Relic this turn, and then next turn I find Tower, play Stone. Like, I kind of just want to be able to get rid of this Flamewake Phoenix and stop them casting an Angler, I think. I think that's a fine thing to do with my turn. I'm just going to do it now, otherwise they can cast Angler in their turn, which I'm not in love with. Yeah, the thing that makes Tron so good is that all these supposedly bad matchups are actually just like 40% matchups, because you still have outs of like turn 3 Khan or whatever, or like you'll have some absurd bomb in their deck that they can't beat. Even against like Infect you have Walking Ballista, you know? So get a Tower. My O-Stone. Next turn we get to Wrath the board. We just have to hope we don't take too much damage this turn. Yeah, for sure. Tron just keeps getting tools, right? Hey there, Carnaline. They have a Flamewake Phoenix. Just do this in combat on their turn, and cast the Stirrings this turn. I guess I can lead on Sphere and then cast Stirrings. Just like dig for something to do. Obviously with the Ballista for next turn, but I really like Wormcoil in this matchup. I think I'm going to get the Wormcoil. I could get the Scavenger Grounds and then go Ballista, hold up Scavenger Grounds next turn. I don't know if that's better. How much would I get to do it for? I'd get to make a Ballista for 1, 2, 3 if I went with that line, so it still just dies to Bolt. So I think I just want Wormcoil to stabilize my life total. That might indeed be what this is. Carnaline. Cool. So just crack this in combat on their turn. Next turn, Slammy Wormcoil. And like maybe even make a Ballista that can like take down a Bloodghast or something. It's probably not too relevant. Modern's great. Why are you hating on Modern, George? You get to cast Khan. Flame-Blade Adepts. Now that my opponent's done that, I am not casting Wormcoil. Because that seems like a way to lose this game. I might just cast another Oblivion Stone. Maybe I could use Ballista and just shoot these both down. That's also fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I even get to keep a Ballista on one. Seems great. Let's do it. So now we just pass the turn. If they make their adepts big enough to bring back the Phoenix, we can kill the adepts before combat. You remember when Tron was the scariest Ancient Stirrings deck and then Matt Nass happened? Matt Nass is apparently a pretty great combo player. Ooh, exciting note by the way, exciting news. I've got my team now for the Team PT, which I'm really excited for. I'm going to be teaming with Niels Norlander and Bradley Yu. So, I think it's a pretty strong team. Everyone knows Niels, of course. And Bradley Yu's currently on like 31 pro points this year. So I'm really, really excited about that. Yeah, I'm really excited, Kaylee. For like many, many reasons. There's an angler that doesn't really do anything. So now we can scrying sack Sanctum after playing our Wormcoil. Can we crack the sphere before doing that to give us outs for an Ulamog? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is going to be 8, and we get 1 mana of Sanctum. I think we can just crack the sphere beforehand, which is kind of nice. Alright, we just draw the Sanctum anyway. Okay. So we lead with Sanctum. I guess this doesn't actually get cracked from the Wormcoil. That's fine though. We can cast this and then level up Ballista once this turn. I'm just going to do it now. This game is super over. We even have this to deal with a Flameblade Adept. Next turn the Wormcoils... yeah, we get to kill a Phoenix now, which is relevant. So they need double bolt. They need land plus bolt, right? But even that doesn't do it, because we get to kill one of the Phoenixes. They just can't kill us here. Bradley Yu a friend of his ended up contacting me, saying he was interested on being on our team. I think I just take this. I'm going to gain 6, go up to 10 next turn, and then level up my Ballista a lot. I don't think this matters. They can't actually kill me here. We just take the 4 and don't care. Yeah, it is very decent for sure, George. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Scrying makes it 12. I guess Ghost Quarter makes it 12 too, but Scrying makes it more per turn in the long run. I did not know that. I recognize the name, so that makes sense. If we attack with both, they have to block, right? But then these just trade. So I can just attack with my Wormcoil. And level up Ballista main phase. Can shoot down the Phoenixes in combat. Or like even just block the Angler, shoot down 1 Phoenix, put them to 6 life so that the Wormcoil's lethal next turn. Also seems fine. Just want to make sure we don't die to double bolt now. It's like the only thing that really does it. I'm really curious to know what the two teams that won are, George. I'm really sad that Duncan's team didn't get there after defeating our team. Like, Duncan and Martin and Stuart are all great. I was really rooting for them after they defeated us. I'm going to block, shoot down one Phoenix, and then fire the other 3 damage at my opponent's face. Just to set up lethal off the worm coil and ensure we don't die to double bolt here. Oh my god. That's kind of heartbreaking, George. Good for them, though. Stirrings. Just get another worm coil as a decent blocker. Attack with our worm coil. Might see double bolt on the worm coil. Nope. It's like super dead. So how did we do this earlier? We brought in 2 surgicals, 2 claims. I think that was, oh, and the 2 frag tusks. And we took out the Khans. Can't remember what the other 2 cards we took out were. Yeah, I was also hoping CJ's team could get there. CJ and Matt, I've like known both of them a while and they're great. So we could maybe cut an Ulamog since it's expensive. The Ghost Course is really bad. Ulamog is pretty slow for sure, Caxi. I think it's pretty reasonable to cut one. I think you want at least one in, because being able to tutor it with Sanctum is so huge. But cutting one is reasonable, for sure. Sounds great. Jeez. Hand is messed up. Hand might be less messed up. Oh my god. My heart can't take this. Okay. I'm gonna play the tower, obviously. After almost taking on the other one. Playing the tower, because if they increase us and we discard a power plant, we'll still have 3 power plants in the deck, whereas if we discard tower, we only have 2 left, which is really awkward. Tron is so easy, I know, right? Just have to be lucky. No! My expedition map. That's so rude. Okay, let's play this. Crack this. Obviously don't want to play out our expedition map because they have an ancient grudge in their yard. So I'm just going to cast the star instead. Sequenced it sphere before star. So we're protected against grudge. Thanks, Zidane. I appreciate it. Ooh, a hollow one. Only the one of them though, which is a relief. So this turn we get to map, next turn we get to Oblivion Stone. I guess we can crack the star first, in case we draw into the missing Tron piece. Scavenger Grounds. I think we just want to map this turn though. As nice as Scavenger Grounds is. So we can cast map. Having the forest in play is nice. I think I prefer having the scavenger grounds in play though. I think it's like kinda close. Yeah, most of playing Bogles is just like mulliganing, and that's about it. I find Bogles... I enjoy, but I must admit I enjoy playing Bogles. It's like a guilty pleasure for me, but it is fairly simple. You do get weird games with Dryad Arbor where like the sequencing can get kind of interesting, but bye bye Ugin. You will be missed. So we're gonna take 6 damage this turn. But then we're setting up for an O-Stone, which is really nice. Let's get an Urza's Mine. Oh boy, Relic of Progenitus. I think we just want to O-Stone this turn. I am indeed a terrible person, Ryan. Yeah, Ugin seems poor against like the Hollow One, right? I think I just want to O-Stone. If I could go Relic plus Ballista, shoot down both of these and exile them, then I only go to 10 next turn. And I get rid of the Grudge in their yard and these things. That actually seems kind of nice too. I actually kind of like that. Just like get rid of these recursive threats and save the O-Stone for something else. We also turn off like Angler as a live draw for them, which is pretty nice, I think. Yeah, just kill the recursive threats. Oh my god, Phil. I mean, you're not wrong. Everyone is well aware that I'm a terrible human being. Okay, this is fine. No, my O-Stone. We have this stirring, so it's fine though. We're still like redrawing towards a threat or an answer to this, or this Nature's Claim, apparently. Right. So I can... So obviously I'm using the Forest Ancient to Nature's Claim, the Hollow One this turn. That's 100% happening. Question is, what am I mapping for, and am I cracking Scavenger Grounds? I am an exceedingly lucky person, Chris. Also spam. Jeez. So the two options to map for, I can map for a tower to set up Ulamog. If I was to sack the Scavenger Grounds, I'd need a tower. Or I can search for Sanctum for if I don't sack the Scavenger Grounds. Sacking Scavenger Grounds, the only upside to it is it turns off Gurmag Angler. I'm not sure how scared we are of Gurmag Angler. Yeah. Angler is the only reason Scavenger Grounds. But not Scavenger Groundsing means we can just go get Sanctum this turn, which I kind of like. And not scavenger groundsing means we can answer them like discarding a bloodcast. So I think it's like fine not to scavenger grounds here and just wait. That's like a big part of the reason to play Tron in general, right, Carnoline? Like, I honestly think Tron top deck's better than almost any deck in the format. That's why it's so good against Jund. Jund is meant to be like top decking really well. Oh, force both players into top decking, and Tron just does it better. Tron is just like better at doing that job. Oh my god, Ugin or Ballista? Ballista lets us go to Ulamog. It probably can't be an Ugin either. I guess Ugin lets us go to Ulamog too. We're just gonna take the Ugin. It seems great. Opponent is done. Thanks for reminding you of your loss to Jund. Oh my god. The wound is still sore. Victory treasure chest. Ooh, it's a sign. Alright, that went pretty well.